guys, and welcome back to Boards, Bricks and Battlefields and the last Fantasy Flight Games website exclusive scenario. This is Road to Ruin. So this is a huge map, as we can see. It's one of the largest scenarios. It is 12 map panels, and I think this is going to be a very interesting scenario because even though it is a really big map, there is not really a lot of units on the board, and there is no reinforcements either. So I think that's an interesting mix, because usually with these very big maps we have so many units, but this one not too many. So I think it's, for such a big map, I think it's going to be a quick game. So let's go ahead and start by reading the scenario background. So this is going to be Meijel, the Netherlands, 27th to 30th October 1944. Initially surprised by the German 9th Panzer Division attacking out of the fog, the US 7th Armored Division's Combat Command A launches a counterattack that stabilizes the front. The 7th suffers so many casualties that it is then moved to a quiet sector in Ardennes to rest and refit. So the objective of this scenario is for the Germans. They will immediately win if they exit 4 tanks from the board through the blue shaded hexes on map 3A and 11A before the end of round 7. So those blue hexes is this one and this one. You can see I put a Sherman in each hex just simply to block it. The Americans immediately win if they destroy or heavily damage 6 German tanks or prevent the Germans from completing their objective by the end of round 7. So quite simple objective there, nothing too fancy. And we have a quote here by Colonel Vincent Boylan, commander of the 87th Recon Squadron of the 7th Armored Division. "These dirty bastards can't hit you. Keep moving. I want to kill some of them." Let's go ahead and look at our American setup from our 2 divisions. We have the same kind of infantry, almost identical, 3 squads each, 2 regular infantry, 6 elite, 2 officers. Division 1 has a mortar crew and Division 2 has a machine gun crew. Both of them have 3 Shermans and both of them have a bazooka each. So I got a bazooka squad here with 3 elites and 1 officer. And I have a bazooka squad, should be one more somewhere. I can't see him. Ah, here he is. And that's a guy with also with 3 elite and 1 officer. Basically, I want to keep those bazooka guys with the officer for the +1 movement and with the elites for the protection against suppressive fire, just because those are going to be very valuable here. You see the Germans have 4 Tigers, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to be able to hold them back with only Shermans and bazooka squads. We will see. A few M10s wouldn't be bad, but yeah. We start with 2 strategy cards, and we only have 1 strategy deck, which is the Morale 1. So our deployment zones are for Division 1, which is the dark gray hex bases, is going to be any hex on 11A, which is this one. For Division 2, any hex on 3A, which is this one. And then we also have, we can place up to 2 units in the green shaded hexes on 5B, and that's going to be this hex, and that hex. I just put 1 squad there to get the command points. So that's it for my Americans. For my Germans, I have 2 divisions, and same thing here. They have 3 squads each. Division 1 has 3 regular infantry, 4 elite, 1 officer, and 2 mortars. And then they have 5 Panzer IVs and 1 truck. And 2 of those infantry are engineers. So 1 guy starts here, and then 2 starts transported by the truck, and that's 2 mortar guys. And here we have 3 elite, 1 standard, and they are engineers. And the other engineer starts over here. And for Division 2, we got 3 squads, 6 regular infantry, 2 elite, 2 officers, 1 mortar crew, and 4 Tigers and a truck. We have 1 bazooka squad and 1 engineer. And the bazooka squad is in transport. The other guy being transported is just 1 mortar with 2 standard infantry. And they are being transported by this one. And here we have the engineer, which is 3 standard infantry and 1 officer. And then we have 4 Tigers. The Germans, they have also two strategy cards to start with, and they have artillery deck 1. And then they have 2 operational cards, which is clear mines and clear tank traps, and they're quite self-explanatory. But basically, as an action, you may fatigue one of your fresh engineers to remove a tank trap, and with this one, it's the same to remove 1 minefield. So that's our operational cards, and then we have the spawn, and Division 1 can spawn in any hex on 7B, Division 2 in any hex on 8B. And let's look at our scenario details. We have 7 rounds, or up to 7 rounds. Starting initiative is with the Americans, so they get the pleasure of starting the fight. We have the Germans, who start with 2 command points. And then the blue hexes, again, it's this one and this one. Represented exit points for German tanks. A vehicle on a blue hex may spend 1 movement point to exit the board. For terrain features, we have 3 minefields. So we have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And we have 2 tank traps. 1 is placed here and 1 is placed here. That's beyond your control. That's just to the scenario. And then we have a stream here, which is a deep stream, meaning only infantry can pass it. And infantry are going to have to pay 3 movement points to be able to pass the river. And that's it. We see all the command points out on the map here. Okay, so we're going to start playing, and the first thing we're going to do here is that we're going to capture some of these areas as we are starting on them. So actually this is the only one that's going to start captured by the Americans. And then for our actions, let's start by drawing 2 cards. So the Americans start with Rally Cry, which can be bought in the command phase, and Take Down the Beast, which can also be purchased during the command phase. And the Germans start with Increased Priority and Offensive Artillery. So the Increased Priority is going to be a very good card for them to purchase during the first command phase. Okay, so we start with the Americans. We have 4 actions to take, so a very nice start. There is no unit on the board, I guess, that wants to start with opportunity fire. My plan with the Americans is just kind of to stay where they are with the tanks. They have some nice defensive positions in the forest, and for my infantry to move into this forest. So I will move in with the machine gun into this forest, and this guy is going to move here. So that's my first 2 actions. I think this guy might want to seek cover, or he's just going to get annihilated. So I think I'll use him to just move back 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to move with this squad 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's my 4 actions. We go to the Germans, and the Germans want to move out 2 as quickly as possible. I am going to move, let's see here, which truck has my engineers. That's going to be this truck. So I want to get my engineers up so they can start clearing the minefields, I reckon. The question here is, which route do I want to take? Do I want to go up to the left or the right? I feel like taking this route is going to be the safest one. The only obstacle here are the tank traps here, and they're not probably going to be a too big problem. So let's start moving our Tigers, because I feel like those are, we're going to pack a punch with those, so we're going to be able to break through the enemy defenses here. So they have a movement value of 5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have our engineers here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can actually even move 1 more range if they want to, because they have an officer. And then we have 1 more tank here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my 4 actions. We go back to the Americans. They're going to keep preparing their defenses. They're going to move the mortar 1, 2, 2. He's going to hide behind the hill. And let's see here what I want to do. I think this guy in the forest there, he has a good spot. I think the only guy I really want to move now is probably this guy to go up to capture this. So he moves 2 points to move up the hill and then 1 point to go to the second hill. And then I will fatigue, see this unit, and I will fatigue this unit. Question is, do I want to put them in opportunity fire? Might be good, might be bad. We'll see. We go back to the Germans now. They will have 4 actions. And we move the engineer. Let's see here how we want to move him. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he moves into that point as well. 1, 2, 3. And the truck. 1, 2, 3. And I don't want to move him up because we have that minefield there. I'm probably not going to take that route, but instead go down this way. And then 1, 2, 3. And that's my action. For the Americans now, I simply decided to pass. So I'm not going to do any more actions with the Americans. So we will move with the Germans, the remaining troops. And this guy is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it for my first turn. So nothing really exciting happening here in the beginning. I think I'm going to skip that point with the Germans. We'll see how this develops. We go to the command phase and capture points. So we have a lot of points being captured here. The Americans capture this point, and then they capture this point, and the Germans capture this point, and they also actually captured this point. So the Germans are going to receive 3 command points. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3. And the Americans are going to receive 5 command points. So they have an equal number of command points. The Germans are going to spend 1 point on increased priority for their artillery. We have played that card before, so if you watch my previous videos, you should know what that card does. And then, let's see here, they are... Question is if I want to spend on initiative or not. I think I'll spend 2 points on my initiative. Then we go to the Americans, who gets... they should actually spend their points first, so let's just do that. So they look at their cards. Take down the Beast is a really good card, and that costs 1. So he spends 5 and gets 4 back. And then he decides to put, let's see here, he will put 2 on his initiative card. And then we go to the Germans, and they buy the increased priority, and then they put 2 on their initiative to gain the initiative. So initiative goes back to, or goes to the Germans. And that's where we end the command phase. We go to the status phase. We draw strategy cards. The Americans draw go to ground, which lets you draw another card, and we draw take cover, which is also a good card. The Germans draw suppressive barrage. And then we remove tokens. So you can see that first turn was pretty quick, because again, there's really not too many units in this scenario. So let's not forget about this, which we do sometimes. And we have now 4 actions to spend with the Germans. who have the initiative. So let's see what I want to do here. I think I'm just going to ignore that point, and that would be a nice place to go though, because that would give me cover. So the problem is if I move in an engineer to the minefield, that is still going to be a problem. Let's move the engineer into the minefield. That's forcing him to fatigue him, but I can remove that later with clear mines. As an action, you may fatigue one of your fresh engineers to remove one minefield. Remember that engineers, they don't have to roll any attack dice as they move into minefields, but you still have to stop them and fatigue them. We have some tank traps here, which would be nice to remove. So I think I want to move in my mortars, and they are in this truck. So I'm going to start moving them. So 1, 2, 3, that's one movement point. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 4. His total movement value, and then let's get rid of these and get the guys 1 and 2, squad number 1 and 2, onto the board. So 1 is this guy, so that's 2 movement points, and then he will spend 3 movement points go here for, I guess he's gonna stay here. And next squad, we have this guy, so he spends 2 movement points to move out, and he is going to move. I figure going into the building might not be the best move here, but my tanks can move up and cover him. I could try going this way with the Panzer Force, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna move him. I'm gonna play this safe, move him behind the building, and that's my 4 actions. We go to the Americans, and let's see here what they want to do. They got 4 actions, so they want to move in to this hex with that squad. They want to put their machine gun in opportunity fire. They want to move this guy 1 hex closer, and this guy is going to move down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 5 movement points since he has an officer. That's 1 officer and 3 elites. And then I think we should probably see. I don't think I have line of sight to the mortar. Yeah, I guess we do. So let's go ahead and take a shot at this with our mortars. So that's 1 mortar and 2 standard infantry. So I will get 4 dice for a standard attack, and or a suppressive attack. So I think I will do a normal attack with 2 dice. Since he's fatigued, he's not going to be able to activate this turn anyway. So 2 dice, normal attack, and I rolled snake eyes. That's a bit unfortunate. We go back to the Germans, who will get 4 more actions. And I think that I am going to take it a little bit easy. I am going to keep sending this guy up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the intention of capturing that point. And let's see here. I have 2 in command, so I can't. Well, the suppressive barrage, I could use that. That could perhaps be somewhat useful. So let's keep that ready. And then we have our other squads. I think I might move up with the next truck. So 1, 2, 3, 4 movement points. And then I will exit with squad 3 and 4. Oh, now we have that machine gun in opportunity fire. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's within range. So he's going to fire at the truck, and he's going to fire at long range. He has a range of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 2 dice. And he misses. He needs a 6. And then we exit with squad 3 and 4. So first we go with squad 3. The machine gun has a range of 5, but it's 6 hexes away. So he will fire with 3 dice, hitting on a 6. And he hits 1 hit, so I remove 1 standard infantry. That's our first kill of the game. And he has 2 more movement points, so he simply goes behind here, takes cover. Remember, you only do 1 attack. And then I exit with this squad. Let's see, it should be here. And he also has to take opportunity fire. It's a German's turn now to feel the rage of opportunity fire. And he does not manage to hit him, as he doesn't roll a 6. So this guy has 2 movement points left. I think with him, I'm going to move, see here, 1, 2. So that's, he actually has 5 movement points because he has an officer. So maybe I should move 1, 2, 3, and that's 5, 2 from exiting. So he can kind of work on that point. I can use my infantry to at least capture that and then spam some artillery. Okay, so next movement, I will use my suppressive barrage as an action. So we have the increased priority. So when you activate another artillery card, it cost is reduced by 1. So that's the cost of that is 1. So it's going to be free to use. When establishing contact, add 1 to your die result. So first we will attempt to establish contact. We need to roll a 5. And we roll a 2, which becomes a 3, and that's too low. So this artillery card cannot be used again this turn. We have to wait until the next, or round I should say, until the next round. Okay, so it's the action of the Americans again, and let's see what I want to do. I have a few units that can fire, so I'm going to start with these Shermans, and they will target this truck. So they have a range of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're within range, and they will fire with 8 dice. So I need to get 8 dice here. And we fire. So we hit him with 3 dice, and he will defend with 1. Sorry, they don't have any armor, so they will not defend. Okay, so 3 hits, that is going to make him heavily damaged, and you have the fragile for the trucks. So whenever they become heavily damaged, they're instead destroyed. So that's the second kill of today, and we start attacking with the next one. He will also target the truck, again with 8 dice, and he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes away, so that's going to be a long range attack. He's only going to hit on a roll of 6. And he rolls 2 hits, that's pretty good. The truck doesn't have any defense, so it's lightly damaged. And I have 2 more actions. And I am contemplating whether I should move up with my guys or not. I think I'll simply wait. These guys can fire with the bazooka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can use them to fire at long range. And they will fire, have 4 infantry, that's 3 elites, 1 officer. And then they have the bazooka giving them +3. So they attack with 7 dice, and they will hit on a roll of 6 only, since it's long range. And they don't manage to roll a single 6, unfortunately. So we don't manage to hit. We have 1 more action, but I don't have anyone that I want to use. We got the Panzers back here, so I can use Fatigue 1 just in case that I want to take an action with one of them later on. We go back to the Germans, who get 4 actions again. And I am going to move up the next engineer into the minefield. And then I'm simply going to move up my troops here, so I can more quickly attack next turn. And yeah, this guy should be fatigued too. And I don't think there is a way to move them quicker. So I'm going to end my actions with the Germans. And the Americans decide to do the same. So that's the end of action phase 2. We have 7 rounds, so we still have a lot of time to complete our objective. We go to command over control, or determine control over objective, I should say, and nothing here changes, so they receive command points, and the Germans will receive 3 points as they have these 2 and that 1. Let's see here. There we go. So they have 5 now, 2 on their initiative, and the Americans will receive 5. So they have 7, 2 on their initiative. The Germans have the initiative, so they get to buy things first, and they don't have any cards they can buy. They're going to need at least 2 points to purchase stuff. So they're going to spend 1 command point on the initiative. We go to the Americans, and they are going to spend 1 command on their initiative. So they both got 3 now, so the Americans have secured the initiative, and then they are going to purchase take cover for 2 points. So I take that 5 and give 3 back. So take cover is going to be very useful. And we have also go to ground and rally cry, but I feel like those are not really going to be useful to me. So we end it there. Initiative goes back to the Americans, and we go now to the status phase. We draw strategy cards, and the Americans draw preparations. Not a very good card. And then it's a plus sign, so they also get another take cover. So I'm definitely going to buy that. Again, next turn. And the Germans draw an artillery card. They draw another offensive artillery. Okay, and that's it. We start removing tokens. The machine gun will stay in opportunity fire. So far, I'm very much enjoying this scenario. It feels like it's a lot of different tactics that you can use. We increase now. We go into round 3 out of 7. So Americans have the initiative, and I got 4 actions. So I don't think I am going to fire on that Opel truck. I am kind of counting on the Germans getting closer this turn. So I will fire with my mortar. I'm going to fire on this squad, which I have line of sight to, and we are going to use a suppressive attack. So we get 4 dice for that 1 mortar squad, hit on a 5 or 6, and we score 2 hits. So we have in this grouping, we have 2 mortars. They're going to take those 2 suppressive hits, so they will become pinned. In this squad, we have a standard infantry, 1 mortar, so they will also become pinned. In this squad, we have an engineer who consists of 1 standard and 3 elites, and the elites have the battle hardened ability, so that squad gains +1 to cover against suppressive fire for each elite infantry in the squad. So they will get 3 defense to roll, and they manage to roll no defenses, so they also become pinned. Wow, that's very unlucky. Okay, so let's see here for my last 3 actions. This guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he could actually also attack, and I think I'm going to do that. So he's going to do a long range attack against these 2 mortars, which are going to prove to be a problem otherwise. So he consists of 1 officer and 3 elite. So for the elites, I will get 6 dice +1 for the officer. We do a suppressive attack, and it's a long range attack, so it's only going to hit on a roll of 6. And unfortunately, we roll a lot of 5s, but no 6. So that's very unfortunate. The Germans are lucky in that one. We have 2 more actions. I'm going to move up this squad here. And then I am going to fatigue this Sherman. So it is now the Germans' turn to act. And they have, whoops, I'm dropping counters all over the place. They have 4 actions. And I'm going to start by removing the minefield with one of the engineers. Remember, that's something that you can only do if you have the special operational card, which is Clear Mines. So as an action, you may fatigue one of your fresh engineer units to remove one minefield marker in the same hex. That's my first action. And now I need to work on taking out those infantrymen in the forest. Luckily, I can engage them pretty easily. So let's move in the first tiger. So 1, 2, 3. So he does a fire and movement, and he will actually move. Kind of want to move him up further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like to stand here because then they would be able to defend against these guys' attacks. I want to keep them in the forest for them to get that really nice cover. So I think I'll just go up there then. We do a fire and movement, and the tiger's anti-infantry power is only 6. So he will only get 3 dice. But keep in mind that they will hit on a 4 as well, since it's a close combat. So I engaged a bazooka squad here, consisting of 3 elite and 1 officer. So we roll. Look at that, I score 3 hits. They will, however, get 2 defensive dice since they're in a forest. And they manage to roll 1 defense. So they're going to remove the officer and 1 of the elite infantry. That's the first American casualties. I will move in the next tiger and do the same. So he's going to attack with 3 dice. And he scores only 1 hit. They have 2 defense, being in a woods, and they manage to defend. For my last action, I am going to use, let's see here. I think I will go with artillery. I am going to use offensive artillery. So we will roll to establish contact. We need to roll a 5, or actually we need to roll a 4 because we have the increased priority. And I roll a 2, so that's unfortunately not going to happen. I will use the suppressive barrage instead. So I need to roll a 5 or a 4 to establish contact. I roll a 2, so also that is not established. Okay, that's my last action. We go to the Americans, and they, let's see here, they don't have line of sight to those tigers, I believe, due to that forest being there. So that's, they can't fire at the tigers. They should have been standing here in the corner. Well, I could move them, but okay, let's do it like this. I will fatigue this guy. Maybe I'll just put them in opportunity fire. So in case those guys come within range, I can fire on them. So I put all of those guys in opportunity fire. And then I fatigue, or I put him in opportunity fire too. I guess that's smarter than fatiguing them. Kind of thinking about it, I don't know why would you fatigue someone if you can just put them in opportunity fire? That makes more sense to put them in opportunity fire. Okay, so that's my orders. We go back to the Germans. We get 4 actions, and we will do a fire and movement with, let's see here, this squad, which is 1 elite, 2 standard, and 1 officer. 1, 2, so he moves into that hex as well. And he will actually take opportunity fire from this machine gun, and the tigers should have done that too. Let's start with the tigers since I missed that. So his anti-tank value is just 2, and it's 3 hexes away, so that's going to be a long range firing with 2 dice. And he misses on the first tiger. Second tiger, he misses, and then on the infantry he has a longer range, which is 5, and he rolls 3 dice. And he gets 1 hit. They will get 2 defense, being in a woods, and they don't manage to defend, so I will remove 1 of these standard infantrymen. So they do a fire and movement. They have 2 dice for the elite, and then 2 more dice for the officer and the standard, so they get half of that value, shooting at the bazooka squad with 2 dice. And they roll a 3 and a 2, so that's 2 misses. And I got 3 more actions. So I will keep moving up my armor. These tigers are gonna do a movement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have only 5 in movement value. The Panzer IVs have 6, so they will move 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's the Americans' turn. Also, I forgot to pay for the offensive artillery. That costs 3, and I have increased priorities, so it costs 2 instead. For the Americans, I am simply going to put my units here in opportunity fire. And then I want to use this guy to fire. So he will fire, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he can fire at the tigers at long range. So let's do this. Also, the machine gun should have fired on those 2 tigers moving by. So let's start with the machine gun, who again, the American machine gun has a firepower of 2 against tanks. It's a long range attack. He hits 2 times. And the first tiger gets 6, 7, 8 defensive dice, since it's in a forest. So he manages to roll enough defense. Second tiger takes no hits. And then we're going to fire with this guy on the tiger. He is going to fire with 4 dice, plus 3 for the bazooka. So a total of 7 dice. Hits only on a roll of 6, and we know that the tiger has the thick armor, so it will always have at least 1 defense. So if you score 1 hit on the tiger, you don't need to roll for defense. As you know, it's impossible to break that defense with 1 hit. And that's the last of my Americans. We go back to the Germans, so they're going to move their last unit now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And as always with my normal, with my last moves, I just move 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't bother putting those tokens. And then we have this guy. He is going to move movement and fire. So he moves up here. He has to take machine gun opportunity fire. The machine gun is going to roll with 3 dice. And he scores 1 hit. They will get 2 defense being in a building. And he does not manage to defend, so he loses his only regular infantry in that squad. Okay, and that's going to be it. I'll stay where I am with this truck, kind of just to help me spot. And that's going to be the end of round 3 action phase. We go to the command phase. Actually, we have 1 tank left here. Moving up is probably a stupid move, since these guys are set to opportunity fire. That would make it so that they would fire on him with a total of 12 dice. I think that's a bit too much. Still, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with him up there. 12 dice, and he has 4 in armor. The range is 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also within their normal range. So yeah, I think that's a suicide thing, just to go up there. So I think I'll skip that. Let me get some of my tobacco here. It's getting interesting. So we have to put something under the lip. We end it. We go to the status phase, or the command phase. Let's see here. We didn't capture anything. So the Americans are still at 5 command points, and the Germans are still at 3. So the Germans are lagging behind a lot with the command points, but I think it's gonna change. We played almost half the game now. Okay, so the Americans have the initiative, and let's see here, they would have to spend 5 points to make sure they, actually they would have to spend 6 points to make sure they keep the initiative, but they do that. And then they buy take cover, another take cover card here for 2 points. And maybe actually, yeah, they want to keep the initiative, otherwise it's going to be murder here. So we go back to the Germans, and they will, let's see here. Yeah, they only have an action card, so they don't want to buy that. And even if they put all of their command here on the initiative guard, they're not going to gain the initiative, so they don't do that. So we end it. We go to remove tokens, and the Americans don't want to keep their tanks in opportunity fire. They want to keep the machine gun in opportunity fire. And all of these guys who are pinned become normal. Let's see here. And that should be all the... Oh, actually the Germans captured this point. I missed it because I had my tiger standing on it. So they should receive 2 more command points, which would have made the American probably not put so many points on that initiative. Now, if they put 1 more initiative on, they will have 10 or command points on. They have 10, and the Germans have 3. So they could simply put, let's see here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can actually put these 10 command on to gain the initiative, and that's what they're going to do. So they gain the initiative. And we go on to the status phase. We draw strategy cards. The Germans draw sustained blanket. And the Americans draw go to ground. Not one of my favorite cards. Okay, and then we simply move this up to 4th round. So we are in round 4 out of 7. So things are moving along quickly. Okay, so Germans have the initiative, and I have to think about what I want to do here. I have to remember they have a mortar back here, so I don't want to bunch up my units too bad. But I'm definitely going to go ahead and use the first mortar here. So he is going to fire suppressive fire over here. So he is going to have 8 dice doing that. And then he's going to use support from the other mortar. So first of all, here we have 8 dice for that squad, which is 2 mortars. And then he will use support, which gets him 2 more dice from this squad, consisting of 1 mortar and 1 standard infantry. So 10 dice totally, suppressive attack against this area. And we hit 1, 2, 3 hits. And let's see at their protection here. The machine gun squad is going to roll 4 protection, 2 from the woods, 1 from the officer, 1 from the elite. And he manages to defend with 2, so he gets 1 hit, so he is going to be pinned. And then we have the next squad, which is going to have a total of 6 in defense, 2 from the woods, 3 from the free elite, and 1 from the officer. And he doesn't manage to roll a single hit. Or single defense, I should say. So he's not pinned, he is disrupted. Okay, that's very unlucky for those Americans. Okay, so I'm just going to keep the dice here because we have no more units. Let's see what I want to do. I want to kill these bazooka squads, so let's start with the first tiger. So he is going to fire his full firepower, which is 6. Against that bazooka squad, he does a direct attack. And he rolls 1, 2, 3 hits. They have 2 defense. And they don't manage to defend, so the bazooka squad is killed in action. Then we use the next tiger, and he does the same kind of attack against this squad. 6 dice. And we do 2 hits. They have 2 defense. And they don't manage to defend, so they will remove the officer and 1 elite infantry. For my last action, I'm going to use one more tiger to do the same attack against the same squad. And we score 1 hit only. They have 2 defense and they manage to defend. And then we have the Americans who are going to get to act 4 actions. And it's really hard because if I move up the Shermans, they have so bad armor, they're just going to get annihilated. So this really not much I can do here as the Americans. So I will attack with this squad. He's going to use 2 dice against this tiger. He hits 2 times. The tiger gets, as you know, 6 defense for his armor and then +2 for being in a wood. And he managed to roll 2 defense and he would get 1 automatic upgrade so he doesn't take any damage. This is hard. Well, we have this mortar, so he can try again to suppress these guys. So he will roll, he will do a suppressive attack with 4 dice. And he hits twice. So the mortar is suppressed or pinned. And this guy is also pinned. This squad is going to get 3 defensive dice. And he rolls 1 defense, so he's also going to be pinned. And I got 2 more orders. Just really not sure what I could do with that since these guys are pinned and disrupted. I think I'm just gonna wait them out. So I put all of my guys here in opportunity fire. Go back to the Germans who get 4 actions. They will attack with this infantry squad. That's 1 elite for 2 dice, 1 officer for 1, 1 regular for 1. That's 4 dice. I roll 3 hits. They will have 2 defense. And they manage to defend 1, so it's 2 hits. So that squad is wiped out 2 now. Okay, so I'm going to start moving up now here. These are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So their movement value is 6. So they are able to do a movement and fire. So they are going to fire at this machine gun squad, or let's do this bazooka squad actually. So they will fire, their firepower is 6, so they will have 3 dice. They do a suppressive attack. They score 2 hits, and that squad is going to receive 6 defense, 2 for woods, 3 for the elite, and 1 for the officer. And they manage to defend against 1, but there's 2 hits, so this squad is now routed. Wow. Okay, the Americans are falling. Next up is the next Panzer. He is also going to fire 3 suppressive attacks against this squad. He does not score any hit. I have 1 more action, and we're going to move. See here, we have the tiger. And I'm wondering if these guys, they would actually get... He doesn't have line of sight due to the building. And these guys have line of sight, so they can take opportunity fire on those tanks. And they have a range of, it's only him in opportunity fire. He has a range of 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's going to take a shot, only hitting on the 7 though, or 6. So his anti-tank value is 8, so he will get 8 dice firing at that Panzer IV. He rolls 1, 6, and the Panzer IV has a 4 in armor and 2 because it's a woods, and he managed to block that attack. So he's now fatigued. Remember, only the machine guns get that ability to be able to move. So I think I am gonna keep moving up. So we have 1 more tiger. So he's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And still no line of sight due to that building there. And then it's back to the Americans. So these two guys are gonna do a fire and movement, both of them. Let's start with this guy. So he is going to get to attack with 4 dice. He will target the tiger. And drop one of the dice. He scores 2 hits. The tiger will have 7 defense, 6 from its armor, 1 from being in rough terrain. And he scores many defense rolls. I do the same thing with this Sherman. So he attacks with 4 dice. He scores no hits. And then I will, let's see here, he's not within line of sight due to the hills here. Okay, so I will attack, or he's not going to have line of sight, I reckon, due to the fact of that building. Yeah, it's gonna, see here, oh, it looks like it doesn't cross, so I'll say he has line of sight, so he fires. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he's going to fire with his full firepower, which is 8. The Shermans are really weak, and we score only 1 hit. And we know with Tigers they always have, you know, a guaranteed defense, so that's simply not going to happen. Okay, so we are going to do nothing, I guess, with my last action. Well, these guys could fire at the guys in the forest here, and the guys in the buildings, so they will fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will be long range, but they will have 6 dice since they're 2 elites and 2 standard infantry. So they fire at, let's see, this squad. And they score no hits since it's long range. They only hit on the 6. We go back to the Germans. And the Germans will do, let's see here. They will keep moving up the tank. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. He has an officer, so he can go that many. And this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's back to the Americans, and they only have 1 guy left, so they are simply going to put him in opportunity fire. Back to the Germans, and I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to use a fire and movement. So we have a total of 5 dice for those 2 elites and 1 officer. So we will fire with 3 dice. We will do suppressive attack against the machine gun, and we score 3 hits. He will have 4 defense, 2 for the woods, 1 for officer, and 1 for elite. And he scores 3 defenses, so he's safe. I'm pretty certain I said I scored 3 hits. Okay, and then we have this Panzer. He is going to go up here. He will take opportunity fire here now. Or actually, he will not, because there's a plateau, so he's not going to take that fire. Well, that's very useful. Okay, and then we have the truck. I want to capture this point too, but these guys are all pinned. So let's use an artillery card. So we have this card, establish contact. We need to roll a 4, roll a 1, and then we have suppressive barrage. Let's go ahead and roll. We need to roll a 4. We managed to roll a 4, so we determine target. So target is going to be this hex with these guys. So we have the good enhanced line of sight, because we have units which are standing adjacent. So I'm just, the artillery rules, to be honest, that the line of sight. But enhanced is if the target is located in a hex within line of sight of a non-fatigued squad containing an officer, or the target is located in a hex either containing or adjacent to any friendly unit, then the drift number is 3. So we need to roll a 3 or higher for artillery not to drift. So we will roll a red and a black one, hoping for a 3 or higher with the black. Crap, we roll a 2. Okay, so it's going to drift 2 hexes. And it is going to, we are very lucky, it is going to drift north, as we can see on the compass. So it's going to, we roll the 1 on the red, so it goes up. And we don't need to roll for the attack since Shermans can't be. This is a suppressive attack, and Shermans are heavy vehicles, so they can't be suppressed. Okay, so the card is spent. We still have that offensive artillery though. So that's gonna be it. I'm not gonna move anything else. I could move up the truck. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. He only has 3 movement points due to the fact that he's lightly damaged. And that's gonna be it. Okay, so that's the end of phase 4. We are running out of time, so we're gonna have to get our tanks moving with the Germans if we want to win this. So let's go ahead and go to the command phase. The Germans capture 1 area from the Americans, and that means they are now going to receive, let's see here, 4, 6, wow, they're going to receive 7 command points. So that's pretty good. And the Americans now are only going to receive, let's see here, 2, 1, so 3 command points. Okay, so it's going to be pretty easy for the Germans to decide what they want to do. They have an equal number of command points, I think. Let me see how many points are on here. The US has 10. And yes, the Germans also have 10. So they are going to exchange this for ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Americans have 3 points. So the Germans know if they put 4 points on this card, they are guaranteed to keep the initiative. And then they have 3 more command points, but there is nothing that they want to spend that on at this time. And the Americans don't spend anything on command, and they don't want any of these command cards, so we pass. So initiative stays with the Germans. They draw an artillery card, they draw suppressive barrage, and the Americans draw all or nothing. And that's it. We start removing tokens. So let's remove these pinned tokens first of all. And then let's remove these fatigue markers. Whoops. And the Americans remove these guys from being in fire mode, and they are going to put the machine guns in opportunity fire. Okay, so the German start, he will have 4 movement points, sorry, 4 actions. And of course now we're in round 5, so there's only this round and then 2 more. So I feel like he should just get moving very, very quickly here. So I'm going to move with the Tiger, 5 hexes. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And next Tiger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And question is, let's do, before we do that, let's say this was done before. Let's do an attack here, because this guy has opportunity fire on, so he's going to fire on all those guys when they move otherwise. So we do an attack. It's 1 officer, 1 normal, 1 elite. They do a suppressive attack, and they hit twice, and they have 4 defense. 2 from woods, 1 from elite, 1 from officer, and they score 1 defense. So again, they're pinned and fatigued, so we can ignore those opportunity fire chances they had. For our fourth action, I am going to move another tiger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's on the Americans. Now the Americans have a chance to stop the Germans. They are going to start by firing with this Sherman. 8 dice at him. And he scores 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So let's see if the Tiger can defend. He has 6 defensive dice. And he managed to defend with 1, and 1 is automatically upgraded. So he will take 1 hit and become lightly damaged. And then we have 3 more actions. I am going to fire with this Sherman into that Tiger, and he will use help. So he is firing with 8 dice. And then he gets 4 dice from the assistance of this squad. And then we will use Take Down the Beast. So when combining fire against a heavy vehicle, you may discard this card to gain 3 additional firepower. So I do just that, and I get 3 more dice. So we are attacking this Tiger. And I scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. That Tiger is rolling 6 defenses. And he doesn't roll a single defense, so 1 is automatically upgraded, so that's going to be 5 hits, and that is enough to take that Tiger out. Okay, so we have managed to kill a Tiger with 2 Shermans and a little bit of help from our Take Down the Beast. And remember here that our victory condition for the Americans is if we destroy or heavily damage 6 German tanks or prevent them from doing their objective. So that's 1 tank down. We need to take down 5 more. I'm not sure we're going to be able to, but we will try. Okay, so we have 1 more action. I feel like I have to move out those Shermans up there. So I am going to do a movement with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it's back to the Germans. And the Germans have 4 actions. So first of all, I am going to move up into this building to capture that point. And then I am going to fire with this mortar, and he's going to get support from this mortar. So they are going to fire a direct attack, and they will get 5 dice together, and they will fire at these Shermans. And they score, wow, 3 hits. 3 hits. Shermans will have 6 defense each, 4 from armor, 2 from wood. First Sherman rolls 1 defense, so he is lightly damaged. Next Sherman scores 3 defenses, so he's unaffected by that hit. 3 more actions. Let's go with this Tiger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more actions. I will do a fire and movement. 1, 2. He's going to fire at the damaged Sherman. So he has 2 elites, 1 officer. That's 3 dice in anti-tank, plus 3 for the bazooka. So fire and movement gives him 3. And I hit twice with those 2 4s. That Sherman now is going to have 5 dice in cover. And he managed to roll 2 defense, so he's unaffected by the attack. How many tanks did I need to escape with? 4 tanks, and the Americans need to destroy 6. That's kind of unfair, but well, it is what it is. I still have this squad. I could do a fire and movement with him too. So he doesn't have a bazooka or anything fun. See, I don't know. Okay, this one is his. So he will fire with 2 dice at that damaged Sherman. He scores 2 hits and he has 5 defense. He blocks only 1. So that Sherman is now heavily damaged. Okay, that's a good deal, and that's it for the Germans. We go to the Americans, and they are going to keeping moving down tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blocking the way. Next tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they have, let's see, they have this squad who's going to move 1, 2, 3, just to block those Germans. And finally I have the mortar who is going to fire here, suppressive attack with 4 dice. And I score only 1 hit, so I'm not even going to put that pin marker out because they're already fatigued, so that pin is just going to go away. And this, they also have officers, so they would roll defense, so there's no point in putting the pin stuff out. That's the last action of the Americans. We go now to the Germans, and the Germans are going to do something very, 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 very sneaky. First, they will move up with this guy all the way adjacent to the tank traps, and then they are going to move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it. They have an offensive artillery they will use. Establish contact. It's going to be 4. We roll a 1, so it's done. And that's the end of turn 5. We go to the command phase, and this time we, as the Germans, capture yet another point here. So we are getting a lot of command. We are going to receive, okay, we actually don't get that one because it's American, but we stop the Americans from gaining anything from it. So we receive 7 command points, and the Americans will only receive 2. And the Germans have the initiative. They don't buy any card as there's only action phase cards here. The Americans have 5. They are going to buy all or nothing for 2 points. And then we draw command cards. The Germans draw offensive artillery, and the Americans draw desperation. As an activation, you may place an activation token on this card, then choose one of your fatigued units and flip its activation token to the opportunity side. So initiative is going to stay with the Germans. And let's start removing some of these tokens. There we go. That should be all of them. And we now enter round 6 of 7, so we are getting closer to the end. The Germans keep having the initiative. They need to move out at least 4 tanks, and I think they're going to be able to do that. So our first action is going to be to move these 2. So 1, 2, 3, so he's out. 1, 2, 3, so he's out. So the Germans have now moved out 4 tanks. They need to, 2 tanks, and they need to move out 4. So they are going to move the Tiger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's their 4 actions. The Americans get 4 actions now, so they are going to try to stop those Tigers, but of course it's going to be pretty hard for them to do that. since they don't really have a good fire value, and these don't have line of sight now since they are behind that building. Let's check just to be sure. Yeah, okay, they're gonna have line of sight, it looks like. Okay, so let's start firing. So I'm gonna fire with him. He will fire at the first tiger with 8 dice. And, you know, I could use combined fire here, but I just don't think it's worth it because there's 2 of them and I need to kill, kind of destroy or heavily damage both. So if I fire with, you know, opportunity fire, I'm just going to have 1 shot. So let's start with the first guy. He scores 1, 2 hits, and the tiger will have 6 in defense. He rolls enough to defend. We go with the next guy, and he is going to take support from his friend. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away, and our range is 6, so we're good. We're gonna have 8 dice plus 4 for a total of 12 dice. And we hit 3 times. Probably not gonna be enough. It is definitely not gonna be enough since they have a automatic. So they get 3 defenses. Remember, 1 is always upgraded, so they're not even lightly damaged from that. Again, the Shermans suck. That's 2 actions. I have 2 more actions to take. This Sherman will fire at that tiger with 8 dice. And he scores 4 hits. The tiger will have 5 in defense since it's lightly damaged. And he scores a total of 3 defenses, so 1 hit, so he's now heavily damaged. So that's the first VP for the Americans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this guy is going to fire at that Panzer 4. He will fire with 8 dice. And he scores 1, 2 hits. He has 4 defense. And he scores no defense, so he's lightly damaged. Okay, and then we act 4 actions with our Germans. So they are going, oh, they could actually only be 2 in 1 hex. So these guys are moving into the tank traps. That's 1 action. And I gotta reread the tank traps rules. I know that you have to stop. So a vehicle may not enter a hex containing a tank trap marker unless it starts its movement in adjacent. As soon as a vehicle enters a hex containing a tank trap marker, it must end its movement. Vehicles on a tank trap may move off the tank traps as normally. Okay, so that means I'm gonna be able to get out of there next turn. So 1, 2, sorry. There we go. He also moves into the tank trap. So next turn they can escape. And that's 2 actions. For action number 3, I move in here. They could actually do a fire and movement, so that's what they're gonna do. They will fire at that Sherman with 5 each. And he hits with 1, the first one. Sherman defends with 4, and he defends. Next up, the second Panzer 4, he hits 3 times. Sherman defends with 4. He defends with 2, so he's lightly damaged. And then we have this guy, and he could fire into this hex here. So he's going to fire at that one with 5 dice. And he hits with 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, he's within range, but he will get 6 defensive dice, 4 for his armor, 2 for the woods. So he's fine. Last order, I'll attack with the tiger. So he has a firepower of 13, so that's going to be 7, half of it, because he's heavily damaged. He can still kill that Sherman, though. And he scores 4 hits on that Sherman. So that Sherman will defend with 4 dice. And he manages, lucky guy, to defend 1, so he gets 3 hits, so he's now heavily damaged. Okay, and then we have the Americans, and I think it's pretty obvious that they're not going to be able to win. I'll attack with this Sherman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He will attack this Panzer with 4 dice. He hits none. And this guy is going to go up. There's just no chance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if somehow I can block them. And then I have this machine gunner. He's going to move 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. He can't move through the enemies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. His desperate attempts here to get up to the combat zone. And the Germans know they're going to win now, so they don't do anything. Okay, so actually they're going to move in to take this victory point. Okay, so that's the end of round 6. We go to the last round. Before we do that, we establish control. The Germans capture the last objective here. And they are going to receive a huge amount of command points. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it should be even more. Did I miss something? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. They will receive 9 command points. And the Americans will receive 0. Okay, so they keep the initiative and they're not going to buy anything. The Americans are not buying anything. They put a 5 here on the initiative card just to keep it. The Americans draw the last morale deck, take down the beast, which they can't purchase because it's a command phase card. And the Germans get spotting round, and the same is true for the Germans. That's a command phase card, and we don't have one more command phase. We remove tokens for the last time. So I think this was a pretty fun scenario. It's just that the Shermans are so weak, man, and the Tigers are so strong. So I just don't know how you're going to be able to stop them here on this scenario. We go now to turn number 7, and the Germans have the initiative. They spend a movement point with each of these Tigers to move out. So we now have 4 tanks exited. So the objective, the Germans immediately win if they exit 4 tanks from the board to any of these blue shaded hexes, which is this one and this one. So the Germans have now won. Yes, again, I think this was a pretty fun scenario. I just feel like, again, the Shermans, I don't know how to stop those Tigers. They managed to kill 1, and I think that's, a rare case when that actually happens. I have had to use 2 Shermans or 3 Shermans and take down the beast card. So it's really, really difficult. I should have stayed up there to block that exit, but I saw the Germans coming down here, and I thought, well, if I don't move, I'm gonna lose. But then I lost anyway because they moved out. But I managed to hold them at least until the last turn of the game, so that's at least something, I guess, to be proud of. Well, guys, I hope that you had as much fun as me just watching me play. And if you liked the video, please don't forget to like it and comment. It does mean a lot to me. Don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss out on more Tide of Iron content. We have now finished all of the Fantasy Flight Games website exclusives. We're going to move on to the only 1A games exclusive for the core game, which is Anzio in Italy. Once we have completed that, we have only for the core game the Designer Series book left to complete, but that's a total of 13 scenarios, so that's a lot of scenarios, and they range from a map size of 6 to a map size of 24. Yes, you heard that right, 24 maps. That's double this size. I'm gonna need another table. We're going to complete those scenarios too, and then we're going to move on to Days of the Fox expansion. The only thing in Days of the Fox I'm missing is 4 Panzer III tanks, and I have also 2 British 80 guns, so I'm just going to have to get a hold of those, and then I can start recording those episodes too. Guys, if you want to help me a little bit extra, you can become a supporting member of the channel. That's you click join or become member. That's going to cost you $2.99 a month. You can also do a one-time donation with PayPal. You find my PayPal address in the video description, or you can do it with YouTube Super Thanks. Okay, one last time, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.